Hey, everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Tuesday, April the 28th. Well, it happened. It happened. The Phillies fired manager Rob Thompson this morning. And we're not surprised. It's sad. We don't want to see anybody lose their job, but something had to be done. I mean, yeah, I would have rather seen them fire Dave Dombrowski, the general manager. He's the guy, he's the architect, he's the guy who built this team. He's the guy who put this team together. Why is he sticking? Because he's the teacher's pet. He's the John Middleton, one of the owners. He loves Dave Dombrowski. Oh, yeah. Dave Dombrowski stinks. So does John Middleton. He's more worried about stripping his ballpark of all nostalgia and charm and getting the corporate money. But, you know, something had to happen. The Phillies' worst team in baseball. We're not even at 10.5 games out of first place, not even out of April. I mean, worse than just playing bad baseball, which they've been doing. They look, they look dead. They look like they don't care. And really, they were taking on the appearance of the manager. Manager, at times, it looked like he's a corpse, not moving in the dugout. Oh, yeah, is he alive? Somebody wake him up. Somebody shake him. Nice man, but he made a lot of screw-ups too, in-game adjustments. Wasn't just always the best. Rob Thompson, all these writers, this stupid media, Phillies. Oh, Rob Thompson's the greatest thing since sliced bread now. No, he's not. No, he's not. He may have had the winningest percentage in Phillies history as far as the manager is concerned, but he did not get this team to a championship. I know the players are more to blame than the manager, but that's reality. Rob Thompson did not get a championship with the Phillies. He did not. He did not. So don't stop acting like Rob Thompson is the only manager in the world that things are going to survive there. They will. They got a good guy in Don Mattingly. At least Don Mattingly knows how to hit. And maybe he could teach some of these guys. I wish Kevin Long, the hitting coach, would have went too. The thing is, though, with Dombrowski involved, they're on the hot seat there. Now that Thompson's gone, he can no longer be the patsy. He can no longer be the fall guy. Dave Dombrowski needs to pick it up too, and so does Kevin Long. And so do a lot of these players, because they are on the hot seat now. The next to go, some of these guys, you can't trade the players now. It's only the end of April. Nobody's going to trade with you now. Everybody in baseball, including teams like the Colorado Rockies, think they still have a chance to make the playoffs. So nobody's going to want to trade now. Maybe as we get into June, certainly July, the Phillies, depending on where they are in the standings, they become buyers, but more likely sellers this time. They can unload some of these high-priced contracts. Bad contracts. We talked about that yesterday. Dave Dombrowski, what are you doing? Giving Aaron Nola that big contract and JT Realmuto that big contract. I mean, what are you doing? You're burying this team for the future. You have a lot of old, broken down, often injured, declining players. And you've got them on long-term contracts. It's not easy to make moves. I get that. But, Nebraska's had his chance a long time to improve this team, to get this team over the hump, and he's failed to. So, good luck to Rob Thompson. Who knows where he's going to end up. But, and when he first came on board, what was it, 2022? He did a good job. And, the players start playing like they're capable of, they're going to make the manager good. That's just the way it is. But he did. Taking over from Joe Girardi was a major improvement. Joe Girardi would have played the younger kids at least Rob Thompson had some faith in the younger kids. He started playing younger kids like Alec Bowe and Bryson Stott, and gave them a chance. You know, so yeah, you hate to see the guy go, but this team does need some sort of spark. You know, uh, it's too late to give up on the season, or it's too early to give up on the season. You can't give up on the season. Again, we're not even through April yet. So maybe a little shakeup will do the team good. Let's see what the lineup is like tonight. Let's see if Don Mattingly has a different lineup than Thompson used to have. He was a hell of a hitter, won 9 Gold Gloves in his time. 9. So he's going to preach defense too. So we'll see. Mattingly wasn't a great hitter. He wasn't, especially after he hurt his back. But he was a great hitter, period. Hits, over 2,000 hits, doubles, hit triples. He put the bat on the ball. And hopefully he can get these players down, these Phillies players, to be like him. They always say, great ball players make terrible managers. Like Mike Schmidt. Listen, Mike Schmidt, especially for the Phillies. Maybe one of the reasons is because these great players have too high expectations for their players. And, I did it, why can't you do it? Kind of thing. It's like you're special. You've got a different talent than a lot of these guys do. So you have to see that too. But that's probably like the one excuse there is for like great players like Mike Schmidt never be great managers either. But Mattingly can bring a lot to the table, especially like a change of attitude in the club, more determination, more motivation, more urgency. Come on, boys, don't be so laid back. I mean, Thompson's thing was don't get too high when you win, don't get too low when you lose. Stay at a consistent level because, baseball season is a long season. And your emotions are going to be like on a roller coaster anyway. But I like to see some fight out in his team. Maybe play a little more small ball, hitting runs, bunts, whatever it takes to move runners around the bases to score. That's the way the Phillies would have to win. I mean, they're going to hit their share of home runs, but you can't count on hitting a 3-run home every single game. You can't do it because it doesn't happen. So, Mattingly has experience in National League. He managed for Dodgers, managed for Florida Marlins. So he knows how to play National League ball as opposed to American League ball, where a lot of times they just sit around and wait for 3-run homers. So there is some hope. At least this gives the team and the fans some hope. That's what I said yesterday. Not doing anything would be like running this team right back out there again and not hearing it, not listening to the fans. So at least the owners, especially John Middleton, heard the fans, knew they weren't happy, and said, all right, I'm going to do something with it. So let's see what happens for the rest of the year. Frankly, if Mattingly doesn't get the job he's in, interim manager, doesn't get the permanent job at the end of the year, I'd love for the Phillies to bring in Jimmy Rollins. He's still young enough to relate to the players of today. What a role model. Leader of the 2008 championship Phillies. Aggressive, speaks his mind. Will play small ball. Will also have a big influence on the defense too. And Jimmy Rollins is popular around this area. So bringing him back as manager maybe next year would be kind of cool. But let's see what Mattingly has this year. And it will be interesting because if the Phillies somehow get back in race, which is going to take a while, when you dig yourself a hole, 10.5 games behind the first place team. It's going to take a while to dig out of that hole. And hopefully by the All-Star game, the Phillies are playing better. They're gaining ground in the division and in the wild card. And the Phillies team isn't dead yet. So let's hope that happens. It's the one advantage of making the move now. I really thought they were going to do something yesterday since it was the day off. But no, I guess Middleton needed time to think about things. Came the decision the sport. So what are you gonna do? I guess no surprise, like I said, the only kind of surprise to me was that more people were fired. You know, more more Phillies employees didn't get the axe. Just Topper, which doesn't seem fair, I mean, but again, the team needed something. And for now, the manager was the guy who kind of threw himself under the bus with players. I agree. I mean, you've got Dave Dombrowski, he's on shaky ground right there. You've got the hitting coach who's on shaky ground. No, nobody should be immune to this. Nobody should be safe for this now. The microscope is out. Everybody is being judged right now. Can this group fight back and get back into a playoff contention? I don't know if the division is still winnable. Certainly there's a lot of games left, but it's a lot of ground to make up. And don't forget, with the schedule being as it is, the Phillies won't see Atlanta and get into September. So it's not going to be easy to make up all those games. And what can I say? Hopefully Mattingly has a good run and the boys respond. Maybe add a few players at the trade deadline this year. Again, like I said, Dave Dombrowski, he's on the hot seat now. No excuses, Dave. You either make the team better, or if you see the team isn't responding by the end of July, you got to start dumping some of these guys. Maybe Harper, Schwarber will waive their no trade, want to get the hell out of here, right? They want to play for a winner. So I would do the best I could do to accommodate them. I mean, think about all the money that's going to be freed up. 2 older guys. You got to turn page, I mean, it's a shame that Aiden Miller is still hurt down on the farm, or else I think we would be turning the page for Alec Bohm right now. Who else do you have? Trey Turner, I mean, they all have to pick it up. Needless to say, each one of them has to pick it up. So let's see if what this manager can get out of these players. That's the key thing. It's one thing about in-game decisions, which are important, but how can this new manager, how can he motivate the team? How can he get them to play hard every day? And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Or else I can see at the trade deadline next offseason, this team is going to make some big changes, or else they better. Did you see Ranger Suarez last night? Pitched for Boston, 8 innings, 1 hit, 10 strikeouts. He got the win. The Red Sox beat up on the Twins last night. And so there you go. We couldn't use a Ranger Suarez, right? In this rotation, nah. They want to spend money. We're going to spend stupid money giving JT Realmuto, who's a shell of himself, an extra year on his contract, and nobody else was willing to give him that year. And yet, we're not going to pay Ranger Suarez, who's as good as they come, right? And proved last night he still got it. We're not going to sign him again. Bad decisions by the front office, and that's got to change too. Because I don't care what Don Mattingly does. I don't care what this team does. If Dave Dombrowski keeps making stupid decisions all the time, both in free agency and trades, this team is not going anywhere. I call dead team walking, because they're just not good. I think we all overvalue Phillies team. Um, so, but you know what? They have a chance. They have a chance. Still early in the season. They have a chance to turn things around. And this is their best shot. You gotta give it your shot now. And you gotta produce. Because the axe is no longer coming down on your manager. The axe is coming down on you, the players. You, the underachievers. Like the Alec Bohms of the world and the Bryson Stotts of the world. And the superstars, Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber. It's up to you guys. Zach Wheeler is back. Hopefully we'll be getting Johan back because in the bullpen. And all our pieces will be back. JT should be back soon. And now's the time to just put your foot on the gas and go. Because I'd be crazy if Dave Dombrowski, number one, is still the general manager after this year. Number two, he runs the same friggin' team back again. I mean, how many times do you have to knock your head in the wall before you get the message, before you get a headache? This team just isn't good enough. They don't have the heart. They don't have the soul. They don't have the guts to go out there and perform. I just don't know. Mentally, a lot of these players choke. They can't take the pressure. You can't take the pressure. Don't play in Philadelphia, no matter what sport you're playing. Speaking of which, Flyers lost last night. I said on here yesterday, I think the Flyers would lose. Come back Wednesday for game 6 at home. Win that game. They better win that game. Flyers don't win tomorrow night. They have to go back to Pittsburgh for game 7 later in the week. Pittsburgh most definitely would have momentum, and they have to be the favorite in that game. They would have to be the favorite. Let's not think about it. It better not come down to that. Where we have a game 7 in this series after the Flyers were up 3-0. I mean, how much more can these Philly fans be screwed? Sixers tonight in Boston. I don't think they're coming out alive. I think their season ends tonight. I think Boston is going to beat them convincingly. Sixers had their shot over the weekend when they lost 2 home games. Came back from Boston. They were 1-1 in the series, and they blew up. They couldn't even take one game. So they're down 3-1 in Boston. Goodbye, Sixers. I'll tell you what, Sixers need to make some changes too. They're in the same boat as the Phillies. They need to get rid of their manager, coach, whatever. It'd be nice if their general manager got the axe too. And so they got to make some changes too. I don't think the Sixers are coming out of this game tonight alive. So their season is going to be over after tonight, unless some miracle happens. But it's going to bring up a lot of questions, what to do with this team. Can you trade Joel Embiid with anybody, Chase, man? I mean, not only do you have a massive salary, you got to give the guy, but is he healthy enough to play, right? Yeah. So anyway, Sixers are going to have a lot of decisions, I think, after tonight. And I told you before, got to build around Tyrese Maxey and BJ Hitchcock. Those are the 2 guys got to build around. Anyone else on this team is practically worthless. So, including Paul George, which was a bad center too. So anyway, we got that. And we already talked about the Eagles yesterday in the draft. I think they did a good job, but time will tell with that too. Hey, happy birthday before I leave. Happy birthday to the one and only Ann Margaret. You know Ann Margaret, the sexy sex pot, or whatever the hell you call her, from Sweden. She was in all kinds of movies. Bye Bye Birdie, The Cincinnati Kid, all these steamy movies. 85 years old today. Can you believe that? Ann Margaret is 85. She still looks good too. I saw a picture of her. She looks great for 85. Oh, God, she's eating well. She's staying in shape and she's staying busy, active. That is the key to not age as quickly. You've made it in the pop culture scene when the Flintstones named a character after you. And they did. And Warrock. And Margaret was in an episode of the Flintstones way back in the day, 1807. And I forget what it was. She was there with Pebbles, Baby. I don't know what the hell she was doing. Was she a babysitter? I don't know. But anyway, she's been around a long time. I give her credit. And still a good looking. And who else is birthday? Oh, you know what? That Penelope Cruz. It's her birthday, 52. Yowza. Ooh. I like to I love to. There are times I get her mixed up with Selma Hayek. You know it? I see Selma Hayek, and what movie is she doing? And I'm thinking, wait, that's Penelope Cruz. No, it's not. Penelope, their careers and the fact that they're both from medical are very, very similar. Very similar. It's sort of like when I was a kid, Katharine Hepburn, you would never see her on any like interview shows or anything. But she had a career very parallel to like a Betty Davis or Joan Crawford. Remember Joan Crawford, Bobby Dearest. So I always thought Katharine Hepburn, Betty White. Betty White? When the hell did I come out of Betty White? Betty Davis and Joan Crawford were like the same person. They just changed clothes and changed what the different movies. But anyway, so happy birthday, Penelope Cruz. And the great Anne Margaret. You know what Anne Margaret's doing a lot of these days? A lot of these Comic-Con things. You know how you pay the entry fee, you go in, you get an autograph, you get to meet the star for like 2 minutes or whatever, and then you leave. Yeah, she's doing a lot of those. I saw she was or not that long ago, Washington, Baltimore or something, doing a Comic-Con thing. I'd love to be there, right? I mean, why not? Why not? Yeah, you got to go for it, Lucy. You've got to go for it. But seems like a sweet lady. Swedish too. Whoa. Whoa. Everybody's like, Anne Mark, where is she from? Sweden. She lost the accent a long time ago. Wow. I'll tell you what. All right, so that's enough rambling. Everybody, Phillies are back on tonight. First game with the new interim manager. Playing the Giants, San Francisco Giants tonight. And let's see how the Phillies do. Are they going to get a bump? Are they going to get a little bit of a bounce back? Usually that's what happens when you change managers, change coaches. You might get a little bit of a bump just because it gets the players' attention. You know, it's like, oh, geez, they fired him. I could be next. Oh, I better pick it up a little. Yeah, so let's see if they start off on the right foot tonight. Of course, Sixers in Boston. I don't even want to think about it. Okay. And Flyers tomorrow night at home, game 6 against the Penguinos. Game the Flyers must win. You don't want to go back to Pittsburgh for game 6 with the chance of choking away a 3-0 lead in the series. You don't want that to happen. Oh, God, if that happened, they would go down in infamy. No matter how young they are, this is all kind of unexpected, what's happening with the Flyers. You don't blow a 4-0 lead, especially to your rival, your interstate rival, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Anyway, so, yeah, and while I'm on a roll before I leave, please, baseball, basketball, NFL, please, okay? Put your game on regular TV. It's more and more and more, especially with the playoffs here now. I see more and more leagues and teams uh, putting the games on Prime for Preview, Peacock, a lot of these stations, and you have to pay a little extra for it. But it's not only that. You get old guys like me who gets confused. How do I use the remote to get the Peacock? How do I do that? Right? And call the grandchildren up, the great grandchildren. Sonny, come over. I want to watch my Phillies tonight. They're not here. Give me a break. These guys make a lot of money as it is, right? A lot of money. They start putting on games, especially playoff games, on these premium channels and stuff. They're gonna lose fans. Yeah, the young guys, the young girls making good money. They don't care. They can afford it. They can. They probably have a lot of these streaming services already, Prime Video. They don't care. But older people, your grandfather, think it out. Not only do they probably not have access to these channels, they wouldn't know how to get to. That's the thing. So there you go. Think of the old guys like me too, okay? It's all this and all this and all this. And the thing is, my friends, it's going to get worse before it gets better. They're not just going to put things back on regular TV like NBA playoffs. You just go to TBS, you go to ESPN and watch the playoffs. They're not doing that anymore. Those are the old days. And then now, like, whatever. Every so often, the Phillies game shows up on Apple TV or something, right? That would never happen then. Never. So, it's just going to get worse and worse. People say to me, no, Greg, the Super Bowl will never end up on streaming. The World Series will never end up. The NBA championship, never, ever, ever. It'll be always on free TV. Oh, really? You think so? I hope I have another 20, 30 years in me yet. But I wouldn't be surprised before I cash my chips in that 1 year we're going to say, all right, you want to watch Super Bowl? You want to watch the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Pony up, my friend. Pony up. An extra $19.99 added to your bill. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised. Look what they did in the 70s with the pay-per-view stuff, right? We were bitching about that back then. And, we didn't even have like cable. But if you wanted to watch like a Ollie Frazier fight, you had to go down to the Spectrum or to your local movie theater and buy a ticket and watch the fight down there, So, it's been going on for a long time. But now it's evolving into if you want to sit at home in the comfort of your living room with your big screen TV and your surround sound all around you, you want to pay for it. It's not going to be included anymore. It's not going to be free anymore. So, unfortunately, the genie has been let out of the bottle for that. And it's not going to be like the old days where you could put TBS on and watch the playoffs for free. I'm going to happen. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Go Sixers tonight. Although I don't have a good feeling. Go Phillies. Get back on the right track tonight with Dottie Baseball. How's your marriage? Okay. Let's see if Dottie Baseball makes any changes to. Let's see what their attitude is like getting out on the field. So it should be interesting. Okay, everybody, peace and love. Talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.